Measure 5, measure 6, measure 7.
Anselm College will be pronounced by the Right Reverend Mark Cooper, Abbot of Saint Anselm Abbey and Chancellor of the College.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Gracious God, we ask your blessing on our ceremonies this glorious day, and upon all gathered here, especially the parents and families of those who will graduate today. We ask your special blessing on the men and women of the class of 2019. Guided by your providence, they came here a few short years ago, seeking knowledge and understanding. Allow them to see that life and wisdom and all good things come to us through you. You have blessed their days here with friendships that will be among their most cherished possessions all the days of their lives. May they always be the best of friends, wanting only what is good and right for one another. You have blessed them with professors who led them in their search for truth and wisdom. May they hold dear what they have learned, and may it lead them to lives of service, so that they always become a blessing to all who encounter them. May they hunger for justice and satisfy that hunger by using their time and talents on behalf of those in need. You have blessed them with a love of Saint Anselm College. Bring them back here often to remember and rejoice in their time spent on this hilltop. Bless them now and always. Protect them. Watch over them all the days of their lives. We ask this through Christ our Lord.
Please stand. The singing of the national anthem will be led by Lillian Strang, class of 2022.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. The student speaker chosen to address us in the name of the class of 2019 is Catherine Gabert, a history major from Manchester, New Hampshire.
President DeSalvo, Abbot Mark, Bishop Labashi, the Benedictine community, members of the Board of Trustees and honorary degree recipients, faculty, staff, friends, families, and my fellow classmates of the class of 2019. Good morning, and what a privilege and an honor it is to speak on behalf of the graduating class. On August 27th, 2015, we sat in these same squeaky Christian party rental seats, anxiously awaiting the next 4 years. On that breezy Thursday, we heard Liliana Kane talk about her years at Saint Anselm and how we were about to embark on what many called the most formative years of their lives. Today, we sit here still anxious, most of us still unemployed, ready to take on this world. Well, maybe. Our professors, mentors, and members of the Saint Anselm community taught us life lessons, educated us on our Benedictine heritage, and showed us the true meaning of being Anselmian. The most impactful thing I learned at Saint Anselm, I learned at the beginning of our sophomore year. About 30 students attended an encounter retreat located in the lower church. At this retreat, a short story was shared with us. The short story began at the end of a lecture given by philosopher and teacher, Dr. Alexander Papaderos. Like usual, at the end of his lecture, Dr. Papaderos asked, "Are there any questions?" Some bold individual from the crowd spoke up and asked, "What's the meaning of life?" Okay, really? If I were to have gotten this question, I would not have been able to come up with a sufficient answer. But Dr. Papaderos responded with something that has resonated with me for nearly 3 years. Dr. Papaderos recalled growing up in Greece during the Second World War. One day, while on a walk, he found bits of a broken mirror on the road. He tried to piece them together, but with all the small pieces, he couldn't. So he took the largest one, and by scratching it on a stone, he made it round. He said, "I began to play with it as a toy and became fascinated by the fact that I could reflect light into dark places where the sun could not shine. It became a game for me to get light into the most inaccessible places I could find." Trying to reflect light into dark places is much of what has taken place these past 4 years. In fact, our professors would say that it's pretty much their job description. We haven't attained enlightenment, and sometimes it's been hard to even reflect. Together, we've had our struggles, handing in papers from caffeine-induced all-nighters, waking in bed at 9:05 for your 8:30 class, knowing it's long past the time to use the "my alarm didn't go off" excuse. Putting our noses to the grindstone through finals with 2 papers, 4 exams, and $3 left on your meal plan. And we've all had our own personal struggles, discovering our values and who we are. We've been slowly shaped, like the piece of Dr. Papaderos' mirror. Some of our sharpest edges have been rounded. Liliana Kane was right. These have been formative years, months, and days, and we've begun to reflect light into dark places in ourselves and into our world. We've embraced the love, generosity, and knowledge reflected into our hearts. We've walked 130 miles in solidarity for 9 different charities. We've attended the Valentine's Day dance and Cupid shuffled until our legs fell off. We've relayed with one another and raised over $500,000 in 4 years. In smaller ways, we've made an impact by holding doors for people 10 feet behind us and making them put it into a jog. Attempting, and I seriously mean attempting, to get in the last "Have a Nice Day" with Leslie from Davison, but really, never being able to. Discussing the joy of life with peers after a seminar on Chris McCandless, or leaving your ID with Terry at the coffee shop because you have way too much money on your meal plan, and some hungry senior could definitely use that buffalo chicken calzone. Dr. Papaderos concluded his answer with this: "I came to understand that I am not the light or the source of the light, but light, be it truth, understanding, or knowledge, is there, and it will only shine in many dark places if I reflect it. I am a fragment of a mirror whose whole design and shape I do not know. Nevertheless, with what I have, I can reflect light into the dark places of this world and change some things and some people. This is the meaning of my life. It could also be the meaning of ours. Today, we are joining the nearly 20,000 alumni, all parts of the Anselmian mirror, reflecting light into the hearts of men and women near and far. Now, it's our turn. What we learned here, by allowing our faith to seek understanding, we will use for years to come. Thank you to the monks for opening your home to us. Thank you to our professors for teaching us the value of a liberal arts education. Thank you to faculty and staff members for being our support system. Thank you to our parents and loved ones who supported our dreams from the start. Thank you to the class of 2019, who taught me the meaning of being a part of a forever family. So, I leave you with a challenge. In your future careers, families, and friendships, how will you reflect the light, love, and joy that Saint Anselm has brought you? Godspeed in your endeavors, class of 2019, and let your light shine in the hearts of those who need it most.
The American Association of University Professors, Saint Anselm College Chapter, presents an annual award to a member of the faculty of the college. Dr. Amy Schmidt, Associate Professor of Economics and Business and Vice President of the AAUP chapter on campus, will announce this year's award.
Congratulations to the class of 2019 and to all of those who have supported the class of 2019 these past 4 years or more. Each year, the Saint Anselm College chapter of the AAUP presents the Distinguished Faculty Award at graduation. It recognizes excellence in teaching and scholarship, contributions to the academic community through active and positive relations with colleagues and students, and an involved concern for humanity. Horace Greeley famously gave the advice, "Go west, young man." But fortunately for Saint Anselm College, this year's recipient decided to go east 17 years ago. He grew up in California and received his PhD in history at UC Santa Barbara. He taught at Oregon and the University of Puget Sound before joining the faculty here. The advice to go west was given to the men returning to their homes after the Civil War, and that is the area of research for today's award winner. His book, A War of Wonders, How Britons Imagined the American Civil War, published by LSU Press, was recently released. He has also authored numerous book chapters and articles on the subject of the impact of the Civil War on Great Britain, and presented his research at regional and national conferences throughout his career. He has reviewed Civil War books for academic audiences and was the book review editor for H Civil War from 2007 to 13. He is one of the few faculty on campus to receive a Saint Anselm College summer research grant every year he has been eligible. Our recipient today has given countless hours to meaningful and important service to his faculty colleagues, including 9 years on the Faculty Senate, 2 years as president, and 2 as its faculty representative to the President's Cabinet, 5 years on the Faculty Senate Benefits Committee, 4 of those as chair, 5 years on the Rank and Tenure Committee, 2 of those as chair. He also recently served as a member of the NETCHI Reaccreditation Steering Committee and the Working Group on the College Bylaws. There have been many other committee assignments and search committees, too numerous to list here. While he may kick himself sometimes for saying yes to these time-consuming assignments, they always get his best effort, which of course is why he is asked to serve again and again. And then there's his outstanding teaching. He received the Abbott Gerald McCarthy OSB Faculty Member of the Year Award for, in quotes, the faculty member who has shown the most dedication to the students throughout the academic year, end quotes. There's laughter mixed in with learning as they benefit from his dry wit, depth of knowledge, and thorough preparation. He was one of the first to co-teach and co-created one of the most innovative classes on campus, History's Mysteries, where his class investigated a cold case right here in Goffstown. He has taught 17 different courses at the college, not including teaching in the humanities program. Is that a record? If not, it must be close. Service and teaching are combined in his co-management of the history department's Facebook page, where he and Dr. Matt Mazer sometimes appear live, and his role of blog master for the department's blog, One Thing After Another. The class prep, research, and substantial service take up a lot of time outside regular working hours, but he is still able to find time to participate in family life with his wife Elizabeth and their 2 children, and in the local community. He has been the voice of the Grizzlies for Goffstown High School varsity soccer games on GTV Channel 16 since 2016, and has coached his kids' soccer and softball teams. If any of my colleagues here today are asked to be on a committee by our recipient, I encourage you not to tell him you're too busy to serve. It is with great pleasure I present the 2019 AAUP Award for Excellence in Faculty Accomplishment to Professor of History Hugh DeBrule.
At this time, I would like to ask Abbot Mark Cooper, Abbot of Saint Anselm Abbey and Chancellor of the College, to present the highest award of the College, the Chancellor's Award. The Chancellor's Medal is awarded to the student with the highest grade point average of the graduating class. Please pay careful attention as I read out the announcement, as this year's award is exceptional in a way not seen since 1995. The top student in the class of 2019 is a psychology and Spanish major from North Falmouth, Massachusetts, with a grade point average of 4.0. The recipient of the Chancellor's Award is Madison Scavato. On this 126th commencement of Saint Anselm College, it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Stephen DeSalvo, President of the College, who will now deliver the President's address. Ladies and gentlemen, President DeSalvo.
Before I give my formal remarks, I have to tell you I have waited 6 years for someone to get a 4.0. Thank you, Maddie. Members of the Platform Party, family and friends, honored guests, and especially the class of 2019. Today marks the end of one journey and the beginning of another. The accomplishments of these past 4 years have led you to this moment in time, when you will soon walk across this very stage to receive your diploma. You have many memories to cherish, some which you may wish to forget, but most importantly, a long list of friendships that will last a lifetime, a Saint Anselm College education, and the degree to prove it. That degree you have earned is yours for life. No one can remove it, no one can critique it, no one can question it. The beauty of today is that your degree is being granted because of the work that you, and only you, have done during your time here. You have worked diligently to pass your courses and to navigate the many complex relationships that have made up your collegiate experience. When you arrived 4 years ago, you were well aware that this day would come. It was probably hard to believe on that summer's day because there was such joy and celebration created by members of our community, from those who greeted you when your car pulled up to those serving the finest cuisine who welcomed you into the Anselmian community. You woke up the next morning in a place filled with traditions, activities, and opportunities for learning both in and out of the classroom. You have celebrated game-winning moments with teammates, practiced solidarity alongside fellow volunteers during service trips, and explored the human condition in conversatio. You met presidential candidates, performed at the Dana Center, drank too much Starbucks, studied abroad, interned to jumpstart your future career. Over 1,000 meals in Davison Hall and the coffee shop, hundreds of nights in a twin-size bed, and many early morning walks to class, you forged dozens of close friendships and made countless memories that will be with you forever. Your college experience was designed to give you the tools to separate good from evil, right from wrong, and to tread pathways to success filled with honor and integrity. But although the sun shines brightly upon us today, as you contemplate leaving the hilltop for good to begin the next phase of your life journey and start to use those tools in the real world, it may feel as if the future is a bit cloudy. It is true that our world is filled with great challenges. We are relying on you to create positive civil discourse, find cures for devastating diseases, take care of an aging population, build bridges to the future, and keep us safe from threats that we know of today and those we have yet to even imagine. The national and international political landscapes present extraordinary levels of polarization, and you hold the hope of a generation for reconciliation, tolerance, and understanding. Our faith continues to be tested, and we look to you to renew our belief in something ingrained in my memory from my 6th grade catechism course, a phrase we recited every day, 50 students standing next to their desks, and I believe it's a phrase that's critically important in today's society. We would say, "The church is the family of God's children gathered together by the risen Lord." We are all members of that family, and we call upon you to always shine a light on the world around you, even when individual differences threaten to divide us and things seem darkest. All of this may appear unknown, insurmountable, even terrifying, but know that you now have the tools to accomplish all of these things and so much more. You have learned to be respectful, to care for those less fortunate, and to face adversity with grace and with dignity. When you are tested, and you will be, you can rise above those who seek to bring you down and do the right thing no matter the consequences. The world in which we live is constantly changing and often disquieting, but it is a world in which you are equipped with the foundational values to succeed and to effect positive change. Of course, it is not your St. Anselm experience and education alone that has brought you to this point. You were blessed with the opportunity to join this community, in part because of the many sacrifices made by your parents and your loved ones. If you remember, when you arrived at orientation, I asked you to say 3 important words to your parents, and the words were not, "Please send money." The words were, "I love you." So before the sun sets behind Alumni Hall today, and reality sets in that your college experience is at an end, make sure to find time to tell your parents one more time how much you love them and appreciate the gift of their love and their support. As you know, this will be my last commencement over which I will preside at Saint Anselm College. And just like you, I now look beyond the hilltop to the challenges ahead. And I will take with me those values of optimism, faith, and perseverance, so vital to the Anselmian spirit from my time here as well. Forward, always forward, is a mantra by which I have also chosen to live my life. And no matter what the future holds, I invite you to always believe in yourselves and forge ahead, knowing that you are equal to whatever trials you may face. In his book, Daily Motivations, Dr. Nito Cubain, president of High Point University and a colleague of mine, wrote something which I would like to share in closing. He said, "These days we hear a lot about freedom, but we rarely exercise our most precious freedom. You won't find it in the Bill of Rights, and if you read it, the Declaration of Independence only hints at it. No document of any nation anywhere in the world clearly spells it out. That's because no nation can give it to you, and no nation, no people can take it away from you. This freedom is equally available to all people, regardless of race, religion, gender, economic status, or circumstance. It is available to the prisoner, the invalid, the poor, the victim of discrimination, the timid, and even the person who lives under a repressive regime. What is it? It is this: each of us has the freedom to choose how we will respond to the circumstances in which we find ourselves. Life is a giant smorgasbord of choices, yet here we stand with our small plates that can only hold so much. Freedom demands that we make choices. So as we move forward, always forward, into the next chapter in our lives, never forget that most precious freedom of choice. Choose good. Choose respect. Choose to make the world a better place. I wish you all Godspeed today and forever. Thank you, and good luck to the class of 2019.
Thank you, Dr. DeSalvo, for that address. On behalf of the college, I would also like to thank you for your 6 years of leadership of Saint Anselm College. We are grateful for your service, and we wish you success as you become the president of Endicott College. May God's providential care and blessings remain with you and Eileen on your move to Beverly, Massachusetts. On the occasion of these commencement exercises, St. Anselm College honors 3 individuals whose contributions to society are judged worthy of public commendation and of imitation by our departing students. Our honored guests have influenced others for the good through leadership in various fields. It is our hope that by honoring these individuals, our graduates will be inspired to imitate them in the coming years. President DeSalvo will present and read the citations.
I would ask Stephen J. Ellis to please come forward. He will be accompanied by Trustee Dixie Duville, who will hold the hood for him. Steve Ellis has been known to say that he owes a lot to Saint Anselm College. He enjoyed a highly successful career with the Hartford Insurance Group, starting out as a salesman and working his way up the ladder, gathering awards and recognition along the way. Having retired as Senior Vice President and National Director of Sales, he follows his interests and passions and enjoys contributing to his community. But in no small way, Saint Anselm College also owes a great deal to Steve Ellis. In the 5 decades since his graduation, his affection for this college seems only to have grown. The 3.5-hour drive from his home near the Canadian border is no obstacle to his many trips to the hilltop to attend trustee meetings, celebrations, political debates, and other events. And he never thinks twice about volunteering to chauffeur a bright high school student all the way to campus for a visit that just might change his or her life. He even did it yesterday. For Steve, it isn't enough that he had the benefit of an Anselmian education. He wants others to have the same opportunity. More than 100 current and former students can thank him for the introduction to their alma mater. These students include distinguished alumni in a range of professions. Many have followed his example by giving back to the college, some even serving on the Board of Trustees. Steve is truly one of St. Anselm's most dedicated alumni, serving the college wherever he sees the need. He is also an example of fully living the Benedictine value of generosity by sharing his time, treasure, and talents to improve the lives of others in his community. In New Hampshire's North Country, Steve's leadership benefits education, the arts, community health, recreation, scouting, and town government. It is possible that even the trout stocked in his pond feel fortunate in where they've landed. So in recognition of his outstanding contributions to the life of Saint Anselm College and his dedication to improving the lives of the citizens of his community and his state, I am honored to present Stephen J. Ellis for the degree of Doctor of Business Administration, honoris causa.
Stephen J. Ellis, by the authority of the Board of Trustees of Saint Anselm College, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Business honoris causa. In accordance with the usual custom, you are entitled to all the rights and privileges which pertain to this degree here and elsewhere. In token thereof, we award you this diploma and present you the appropriate hood.
I would now ask Sheila O'Donnell Ebge to please come forward. Over the course of her distinguished career in the field of nursing, Sheila Ebge has held many different titles, including staff, nurse, head nurse, administrator, teacher. She shone in every single one. Perhaps the most demanding, however, was the position of Chief Nurse Executive, which she held for many years. Anyone who has worked at Elliott Hospital in Manchester, New Hampshire, or who works there today can tell you that she left a lasting legacy there. The role of Vice President of Nursing is one of the most challenging roles in a hospital, overseeing the largest number of employees and requiring not only a vast amount of knowledge and experience, but also common sense, diplomacy, and tact. To be effective, one must ensure not only that patients receive the best care possible, but also that the needs of the nursing staff are met and their voices are heard. It is a rare person who can work closely with every level of the hospital community, including nurses, physicians, and administrators, and earn the respect and admiration of all. Sheila Evji is that person. Long after she left the role of vice president, hospital administrators sought her input and advice because of her reputation as a strong leader and collaborator who could bring people together to accomplish what needed to be done. Those who were privileged to work with her recall her as a soft-spoken yet powerful, always fair, and always ready for a good laugh, which I can attest to. She was also known to welcome student nurses, especially those from Saint Anselm College, and was an enthusiastic and inspiring mentor to them as they entered the profession. In addition to her day-to-day responsibilities, Sheila has given her time, energy, and considerable talents to many organizations, boards, and committees. In recognition of her passion and commitment to nursing, her dedication and leadership, and her innumerable contributions to the nursing profession, I am honored to present Sheila A. Evji for the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa.
Sheila O'Donnell Evji, by the authority of the Board of Trustees of Saint Anselm College, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa. In accordance with usual custom, you are entitled to all the rights and privileges which pertain to this degree here and elsewhere. In token thereof, we award you this diploma and invest you with the appropriate hood.
I would now ask James P. Mcdonald to please come forward. Fresh out of Saint Anselm College in the spring of 1981, Jim McDonald hopped on a bus bound for Los Angeles. He didn't know anyone in California, but he knew for certain that he wanted to become a police officer, and the Boston PD wasn't hiring. He'd applied to departments around the country, and the LAPD invited him to come out and take the test. He stayed at a YMCA near Hollywood and Vine and went through the police academy, eventually borrowing the money to buy his first uniform. Raised on the Fenway in Brookline, Mass., and the son of Irish immigrants, Jim inherited his parents' work ethic. To make ends meet when he was just starting out, he signed up for every overtime shift possible. One of his preferred security details was sleeping overnight in his police cruiser in the legendary Neil Diamond's driveway. But his hard work paid off. Between 1981 and 2010, Jim held every rank at LAPD except Chief of Police and served as second in command to renowned Chief Bill Bratton. He became known as an ambassador who helped the LAPD connect with the diverse communities of Los Angeles through his tireless work as an advocate for community-based policing. Along the way, Jim received the LAPD's Medal of Valor, the City of Los Angeles's William Mulholland Leadership Award, and the Saint Anselm Alumni Association's Justice Award for his distinguished service. In 2010, Jim was appointed police chief of Laguna Beach, California, a city of nearly 500,000 people, where he oversaw a significant drop in violent crime. From 2014 to 2018, Jim served as the 32nd sheriff of the County of Los Angeles, the largest sheriff's department and second largest law enforcement agency in the United States. It's a far cry from Hollywood and Vine. So as a longtime friend of St. Anselm, police work requires a high level of integrity, dedication, bravery, and self-sacrifice. It also takes honesty, and people trust Jim. These qualities made him successful. So with gratitude for his many lasting contributions to excellence in law enforcement, his honor and valor, and in recognition of his commitment to inclusion, respect, and community spirit, I am honored to present James P. Mcdonald for the degree of Doctor of Law, honoris causa.
James P. Mcdonald, by the authority of the Board of Trustees of Saint Anselm College, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. In accordance with usual custom, you are entitled to all the rights and privileges which pertain to this degree here and elsewhere. In token thereof, we award you this diploma and invest you with the appropriate hood.
Our commencement speaker is familiar to many of you. Bob Weiler has been a tireless volunteer and advocate for St. Anselm. As former chairman of the Board of Trustees, frequent visitor and lecturer in our classrooms, and generous benefactor. Bob rose from humble beginnings to become a college graduate. From St. Anselm, he became a successful entrepreneur, an undisputed leader in the tech industry. You may be surprised to know that Bob graduated in 1973 with a degree in urban studies. Yes, it's true, your St. Anselm education can take you anywhere. He found he had an aptitude for coding, but also the self-awareness to know he preferred educating others. In his nearly 4 decades in the tech industry, Bob has served as chairman of 5 large companies. He currently serves as executive vice president at Oracle, one of the largest computer software vendors in the world. Those texts and emails you send every day, Oracle is probably shuttling them through cyberspace. Over the years, Bob has earned numerous accolades for his work, including the 2010 Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award and the 2006 CEO of the Year from the Massachusetts Technology Leadership Council. More important than awards is Bob's reputation for leaving companies better than he found them, putting employees and positive work cultures ahead of personal gain. His exemplary leadership was evident in Bob's decade on the Saint Anselm College Board of Trustees, where he earned universal respect. He has served as a mentor to countless alumni and students in his frequent returns to campus. He is a hard worker who never missed a board meeting, always generous with his time and resources. But most of all, Bob is a compassionate human being who puts the needs of others, institutions, and individuals before his own. As board chairman, Bob led the largest capital campaign in college history at that time, building on the endowment and ensuring that a St. Anselm education is accessible to all. Bob Weiler is a loyal friend to many, including this college. Not only has he helped generate donations to St. Anselm, but along with his wife Liz, has also given generously himself. Notably, he gave significantly to commemorate the college's 125th anniversary in 2015, and also donated the lead gift for the forward-thinking Bloomberg Room. On a personal level, Bob is a devoted family man and has served on the board of directors of SAD, Students Against Destructive Decisions, among many other organizations. In 2000, he received an honorary degree from Saint Anselm and sat proudly on this very stage next to our 41st President, George H.W. Bush. It is my pleasure to introduce your commencement speaker, my friend, a graduate of the class of 1973, Robert K. Weiler.
We're almost there. President DeSalvo, Abbot Mark, Benedictine community, members of the Board of Trustees, honorary degree recipients, distinguished faculty and staff, friends, most importantly, the very proud families, and you, the graduates. Today's a great day. It's the end of a period. It's an end of one phase. It's the beginning of a next. It's the next phase in a long journey of your lifelong achievements. Congratulations. Congratulations on graduating from St. Anselm. I graduated in 1973. Now, I know St. A's doesn't have a math requirement, so let me give you help. That was 46 years ago. Many of my classmates from that time have created long-term bonds and friendships that just have lasted a lifetime, that all began here. When many of my friends heard that I was giving the commencement address, other than disbelief, they started to send me text messages, at least those that knew how to text. Well, they asked me questions, and I thought they were going to ask me, what about the humanities program? What about the great nursing program? Or even better, what about that great historic men's and women's basketball team this year? But no, they didn't. They asked me questions like, hey, is Bob Nato still there? Is it still the best sub shop in at least Goffstown anyway? Is the Red Arrow still open 24 hours? But they're a little old, and they asked, hey, is it true that St. Anselm really has co-ed dorms? I said, well, not really. It's kind of like co-ed buildings that has walls that would make President Trump envious. So back to congratulations. You know, one of the debates at St. Anselm has always been the grading curve. Nice to see that someone got a 4.0. Congratulations. But for the rest of you, I'd like to acknowledge those that you got a 2.9 for being in the top 10 of your class. And what's with the ranch dressing? Free the ranch dressing. Turning to the more serious side, I want to begin my remarks by mentioning a recently published book where I was asked to write the foreword. The book by Paula Brown Stafford and Lisa Grimes is a book about helping women navigate the workplace, but its lessons apply to everyone. To begin my remarks, I would like to give you the title of the book. It's Remembering Who You Are. Remembering who you are. Being authentic values and identity we've begun to create from the base, and a base of building your brand, your personal brand. I'm going to suggest a few values that I hope will guide you in gaining respect and stature wherever you land. Advice number one, be objective. In our hyper-political world, everyone seems to have an agenda. There's tremendous value in being the person who has the facts and keeps the best interest of the organization in the forefront. Your fairness, your objectivity will create you to be a valued team member. Why is objectivity so important? It's about trusting the information we use to make decisions, whether in business, politics, or our personal life. The information needs to be accurate and agenda-free, and we know that's difficult in this environment. If you are the person that is perceived to be objective, you'll be listened to. So how do you achieve objectivity? It's no more complicated than truly listening to people. In other words, don't just wait your turn so you can argue the counterpoint, but actually listen. Listen and digest what the person is saying. See if you can make their argument for them. This is living outside the echo chamber. It makes most of us uncomfortable, but is extremely important to do. Being objective lays the groundwork for being a key influencer. That person whose input is sought because you have the facts and well-informed views. You will inspire rational dialogue, which makes everyone and everything better. Advice number 2, maintain an open mind. For the last number of decades, we have seen a society that has been focused on outcomes, singular outcomes, that are related to sports, arts, or some other endeavor. Unfortunately, many of these journeys start at a far too tender age as children. And that view has created a myopic view that deprives individuals with opportunity to explore their world with an open mind. I cannot stress enough the importance of being open-minded. I changed my major 3 times. And after graduated, I landed in the technology industry, which was in its infancy. No internet, no cell phones, and certainly not on the verge of 5G. But by being open-minded, I not only began an exciting career, but I was able to embrace an industry that thrived on change. The bold, new, and unscripted frontier excited me. My advice, don't be the person left behind. Don't be the person clinging to the status quo. Don't lock on to some goal just for the sake of locking on or achieving it that you've always done. Don't always see barriers. I love that my daughter looks at opportunity and always asks, hey, why not? Advice number 3, lifelong learning. You just completed your senior year finals. That's a misnomer, finals. It's only the finals at Saint Anselm. We need to believe in the importance of lifelong learning. I believe this because I've never taken a business course, while I've been surrounded with pedigree MBAs. Yet I was able to experience the same opportunities because of lifelong learning. I learned the dynamics of my industry, and in short, had to keep learning and learning and learning up to this very day. If you do this, the results won't disappoint. Every day learning something about the world, the dynamics of your industry, the big trends shaping it. Use this and build upon the education that you have begun at Saint Anselm. Consider finals as just an interim report. Respect all individuals. This is so important. There are many ingredients that make organizations successful, but once you've conquered the market, the vision, the strategy, it really comes down, a good CEO will focus on culture. At its core, culture is about empowering employees. Culture is not about dress code, Friday afternoon beer parties, or a PowerPoint that screams, "Go team." Culture is really about an environment where everyone is respected and everyone is treated fairly. It is an environment that people want to be a part of. People want to work in a meritocracy and be recognized for their contributions. One of my favorite stories that speaks to valuing individuals is the story of Caligula, the Roman emperor, who ruled on the philosophy of, I don't care if they hate me, they just need to fear me. Unfortunately, in the business world, there are just too many people and managers that think that way, and it's just not the right way to go. It's also probably not a good management style to embrace because Caligula was assassinated by his Praetorian Guard. My takeaway from Caligula: don't confuse the notion of leadership with power, authority, and influence. Leadership is not about you. Leadership is about the people that you lead. Leaders that create an environment of trust will have a more productive workforce and a kinder place to work. Finding these leaders can be tricky. I am often asked, when you hire, how do you find someone that has respect? How do you know how sometimes the leader will be? I've tried not to rely on the many, many resumes or accomplishments. And I've been known when I speak to graduate students as lecturer, guest lecturer, I tell them the story that I take a lead candidate out to breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I then ask these students, why do you think I do that? And many of the responses, you want to see if they have manners? Do you want to see if they drink too much? You want to know if they're a vegetarian? The answer is, I want to know and I want to observe them at how they treat the wait staff. I want to see if they're respectful, that during an interview where they're under pressure, whether they still have the ability to recognize with a simple please, thank you, and show respect for the people that are serving them. That will tell me a lot about how they will treat their employees. It's kind of an unconscious test for them, and it has served me well. Advice number 5. Don't worry, there are only 5. Get in the ring. Many commencement speakers talk about following your passion. Maybe in the ideal world, but I've never really woken up and said, wow, my passion is work. Work is hard. Work is really hard, and even though you have to work, don't stand on the outskirts. Embrace it. Get inside the ring and engage. Today, it's more important than ever to throw yourself in the ring and learn the dynamics of your industry and a place where you can fit in. This is the first time in history that we've had 4 generations in the workplace: baby boomers, Gen X, millennials, and now Gen Zs. And organizations are grappling with how do you deal with the many expectations and changes of each category of worker. At the end of the day, no matter what generation is, the same timeless personal traits will yield success. Those who work hard, work smart, and go the extra mile will be rewarded. A mentor early in my career sent me a famous quote that has been on my desk or laptop ever since I began working. It's a quote from Teddy Roosevelt, and I use it to remind myself to put myself in the ring, fully engaged, not in the peanut gallery, watching from afar. Here's a small excerpt of that quote. It was given in 1910, so I apologize it has not been gendered. As my daughter, an entrepreneur, always points out, the battle is the same for women, if not harder. Here's the quote. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how strong the man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is in the arena, whose face is marred by dust, sweat, and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes up short again and again, because there is no effort without error or shortcoming, but he who does actually strive to do the deeds. As you leave St. Anselm, you may have a million thoughts and questions about what to do next. It's confusing, and even overwhelming, and I just added more things to think about. But let me briefly recap my advice in hopes that it helps. Be objective. Be a fact finder, not a hidden agenda holder. Wear the hat that has you thinking about what objectivity is best for the organization. Be open-minded. You are young, and the possibilities are limitless. Take advantage of this moment. Leave yourself open for a lot of options. Discovery can be fun, and you might surprise yourself in a good way. Embrace lifelong learning. St. Anselm has done a great job of getting you started, but I want to emphasize getting you started. Learning is lifelong. Respect everyone. Be the embodiment of decency, fairness, and respect for all. Don't be judgmental. Work is just a piece of life, and many of your colleagues may have burdens that you're not aware of. You have to be understanding. If you are going to do that, the best part of your attitude will be recognized by others and be copied by others, and they will do the same. And last, get in the ring and change and engage. It is easy to be fearful and stay on the periphery. This would be the wrong thing to do. If you are in the ring, you will learn, you will grow, and you will be noted. I believe all the advice I've given you, this last one is the hardest. For many, getting in the ring involves conquering fear and making a commitment. But what it really involves is your willingness to bet on you. You have to bet on you that you will win because you have the right stuff. You should bet that the ring isn't exactly right. You will call an audible and make the change. You should bet that if you don't have enough game at the start, you will learn, ask questions, and grow into the position. If you're willing to bet on yourselves, others will bet on you as well. Your family will bet on you. Your friends will bet on you. I have a wonderful wife, Elizabeth, my children, Kate, Mike, and Megan. And they made sacrifices, and they bet on me too. And that was so much appreciated and helped me work through the many, many years of my career. At St. Anselm, you have learned critical thinking, integrity, community, philanthropy, and compassion. In addition to your academics, I'm betting on your courage, your intellect, your perseverance. Saint Anselm College is a very special place. And the best news, you'll come to realize that more and more and more as the years pass. The economy and the job market is the best it's been in 50 years. So now, 3 simple words. Go get 'em. Congratulations. Good luck and God bless.
I would now like to call upon Dr. Mark Cronin, Dean of the College, for the awarding of the degrees to the graduates.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment when Saint Anselm College and the wider academic community recognize the academic accomplishments of these graduates with the conferral of degrees. The degree which they will possess is a public recognition that they have engaged in the labor which is learning, experienced the joy which is discovery, and now possess the achievement which is knowledge. Will the graduates please rise? President DeSalvo, it is my pleasure to present to you the candidates for the degrees of Honors Bachelor of Arts, Honors Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Arts, and Bachelor of Science. The faculty of Saint Anselm College have guided them through the prescribed course of studies in the arts and the sciences, have examined them on their worthiness, and certify that they are indeed worthy to receive these degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Saint Anselm College and the State of New Hampshire, I confer the degree of Honors Bachelor of Arts, Honors Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Arts, and Bachelor of Science with all the rights, honors, and privileges pertaining to these degrees here and elsewhere on those now presented by the Dean of the College.
Please be seated. Dear graduates, it is now the moment you have waited for and worked for. Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to hear that one special name. For the sake of grandparents and parents, friends and family who want nothing more than to hear their one special name, I request on behalf of the graduates that until all of the degrees have been conferred by the president of the college, that you withhold your applause and other expressions of joy and utter disbelief. The Honors Bachelor of Arts degree, William McSkimmon Burse, cum laude. Maria Elizabeth Bennett, summa cum laude. Jenna Kate Diana Bisbee, summa cum laude. Felipe Pera Bispo, summa cum laude. Maria Aurea Bonin, cum laude. William Pierce Buckley, summa cum laude. Jacob Conley Cohen, cum laude. Brenna Marie Collins, magna cum laude. Drew Michael Collins, cum laude. Julia Ann Connolly, magna cum laude. Emily Ann Craig, summa cum laude. Braylon Nicole Croto, cum laude. Emma Nicole Daly, magna cum laude. Samantha Beth Delaney, magna cum laude. Nicholas Frederick Fulcino, summa cum laude. Liberty Nicole Gendron, cum laude. Julianne Ellen Guerra, cum laude. Kelsey Margaret Hammond, summa cum laude. Sarah Elizabeth Hummel, summa cum laude. Elizabeth Grace Kelly, cum laude. Virginia Ann Lazan, magna cum laude. Emily Kathleen Lowe, summa cum laude. Haley Jean Lyons, cum laude. Jenna Rose Lyons, summa cum laude. Margaret Morrill McNeil, magna cum laude. Megan Lynn Miller, summa cum laude. Cassandra Annette Moran, summa cum laude. Harrison Michael Morin, summa cum laude. Abigail S. Nolan, magna cum laude. Julia Ann Nozzle, magna cum laude. Alexandros Evangelos Pandizis, summa cum laude. Caitlin Ray Patterson, magna cum laude. Taylor Jordan Patterson, cum laude. Elizabeth Ann Pope, summa cum laude. Victoria Mary Pertell, magna cum laude. Jessa Barbara Roy, summa cum laude. Madison L. Scavato, summa cum laude. Megan Marie Schmidt, magna cum laude. Leah Marie Stagnone, summa cum laude. Mariah Rochelle Tebow, magna cum laude. Gregory Scott Valcourt, magna cum laude. Kelsey Marie Warner, cum laude. Pauline Scott Yates, summa cum laude. The Honors Bachelor of Science degree, Cassidy Marie Diaz, summa cum laude. Megan Kathleen McCarthy, summa cum laude. Valerie Diane Power, magna cum laude. The Bachelor of Arts degree, Tiffany Christina Abadanza. Gavin Chandler Ajoku. Emmanuel Akinchola Akinlasotu. Nicholas Robert Allen. Camelia Cheyenne Ambrose. Zoya Andari. Michaela Anguiano. John Robert Aylward. Francelli Baez. Felicia Danielle Bailey, summa cum laude. Cody Joseph Ball, cum laude. Sydney Michelle Barbado, cum laude. Nicholas Darcy Barrett. Sophie Jane Barrow, cum laude. Jacob Taylor Bass. Eamon Michael Bean, magna cum laude. Alejandra Mulisa Baudet. Giovanna Romagna Bollier, magna cum laude. Cassandra Lynn Bedigan, cum laude. Jaqueline Ann Bedigan, magna cum laude. Nicholas Robert Benham. Sarah Linnell Bentley. Jennifer Ann Berglund. Matthew Robert Bettinelli, cum laude. Megan Taylor Burkmeyer. Megan Ann Bischoff. James Shah Blore. Brian Paul Bodick. Candace Suzanne Bonarigo. Elise Michelle Bouchard, magna cum laude. Jonna Michaela Bowman. Ashley Michelle Brand, cum laude. Ashley Allison Briggs, cum laude. Anthony John Busconi. Zane Patrick Byrne. Nicholas Keene Cadigan. Brian Joseph Cameron. Julia Marie Canty. Christina Kelly Coet, cum laude. Jeremy Carayan. Meredith Odile Carr. Jason Mack Carroll, magna cum laude. Joshua Richard Caruso, cum laude. Lauren Alexandra Case. Paige Marie Cashman, cum laude. Abby Lee Cassidy. Zachary Schultz Chapman. Rachel Christine Cerullo, cum laude. Cullen Patrick Cloherty. William David Collins. Madeline Grace Campos, summa cum laude. Erin May Conley, cum laude. Julianne Elizabeth Considine, cum laude. Aaron Scott Crandall. Ashley Susan Cryer, cum laude. Kevin John Curley, cum laude. Isabel Grace Daigle. Caitlin Lee D'Amato. Grace Noble D'Antuano, cum laude. Noelle Ann DeCroto. Matthew John DeRosa. Natalia Maria DeRosa. Shannon Elizabeth Desmond. Abigail Marion Devlin. Megan Elizabeth Dillon, magna cum laude. Megan Elizabeth Dolan. Jenna Marie Dulcietto. Brian Kevin Donahue. Kate Elizabeth Donnellan, cum laude. Samantha Erin Dorr. Philip Martin Dowd. Danielle Mary Driscoll. Haley Elizabeth Drugan, cum laude. Ryan Matthew Dumont. Jonathan Jason Dunn, summa cum laude. Evan Thomas Dwyer, cum laude. Jackson William Dwyer, cum laude. Samuel Thomas Ennis. Bridget Marie Evans, cum laude. Samuel Stewart Evans. Sarah Keeley Fagel. Nicholas Luciano Fideli. Sean Arthur Feenan. Mark Edward Ferguson. Taylor Jordan Ferraro, magna cum laude. Miranda Patricia Fitzpatrick, cum laude. Casey Jane Flanagan, magna cum laude. Alec Robert Flynn, cum laude. Alexander James Flynn. Sean Peter Foley. Vincent Robert Fortini. Margaret Ann Francisco, cum laude. Benjamin Gerald Frank Kerr. Edward Adam Franconis III, cum laude. Anthony Joseph Franzoso. Catherine Judith Gabert. Hannah Arminda Gadarowski. Emily Elizabeth Gata. Corinne Galarno. Michael Robert Galacheski Jr. Adam Mitchell Gamache. Abigail Catherine Garland, cum laude. Christopher Robert Gibbons. Connor Patrick Gilbert, cum laude. Thomas Charles Gillespie, magna cum laude. Nicholas Richard Giordano. Caitlin Marie Gonzer. Katrina Elizabeth Gonzalez, cum laude. Kylie Anna Good, cum laude. Cassidy Michaela Goulet. Catherine Alberta Graham. Mary Elizabeth Gray. Victoria Patricia Green. Abigail Tanner Guerra. Timothy John Gears. Edward Austin Harding, cum laude. Joseph Patrick Harrington, cum laude. Jewel Riley Hayes. Cole Jared Hediger. Keith Edward Hill. Kyle Andre Hill. Caitlin Elizabeth Holtzhauser. Nicholas John Hotchkiss. Aaron Page Howard. Jack Connor Hughes. Stephen Peter Hunt. Connor James Huntbull. Ethan Carew Ieria. Caroline M. Ireland, magna cum laude. Jeffrey Robert Jackson. Medina Jelichik. Haley Christine Johnson, cum laude. Kayla Elizabeth Johnson. Caroline Bridget Joyce. Rowan Kennedy Joyce, summa cum laude. Anna Teresa Giuliano. Trevor Gary Kaz, cum laude. Laura Margaret Kane, magna cum laude. Julia Grace Keeler. Megan Elizabeth Kelly. Philip Stephen Kendall Jr. Shannon Mary Kenny. Mackenzie Rose Cooley, magna cum laude. Daniel James Commits, cum laude. Logan M. Knipp. Erin Michaela Cotis, cum laude. Abigail Lynn Koenig, cum laude. Elizabeth Lara Cotelli, magna cum laude. Olivia Alice Kroll, cum laude. Kelsey Madison Kurtz. Erin Rose Lally, magna cum laude. Cameron Michael Lapine, cum laude. Oscar Daniel Laranga Contreras. Mariano Lassans, cum laude. Rebecca Lynn Lorian. Matthew Stephen Lavalle. Michaela Lorraine Lawson. Alexandra Austin Leach. Caroline Claire Levitt, magna cum laude. Jake Robert Lumansky. Jordan Mackenzie Levesque, cum laude. Nathaniel Arthur Lewis. Caitlin Brianna Lingray. Tristan John Longley. Andrew James Longo. Jacob Ricker Lovely. Sarah Kathleen Lowry. Nina Joyce Lukins, magna cum laude. Connor Wallace McGregor. Should we wait till the bells? Yep. John Michael Masiolik. Jessica Gray McShane. Timothy Jerome Madsen, magna cum laude. Manur Mahmood, magna cum laude. Hung Viet Mi. Tess Carol Mallerby. Colin R. Malone. Madison Hennessy Mangles. Mason George Manthis, cum laude. Morgan Aristides Manthis. Mary Aurora Marquidant, cum laude. Kayla Marie Mars. Michaela Page Martin. Amanda Ann Massey, cum laude. Jennifer Rose McCarthy. Richard James McDonald. Cody Tyler McGinnis. Tyler Joseph McQuown. Colleen Ann McLaughlin, cum laude. Erin Margaret McLaughlin. Mitchell Lawrence McLaughlin. William Kilpatrick McNamee. Emily Catherine Medeiros. Zachary J. Mercer. Alexander James Merlone. Timothy Joseph Merrill. Brett Daniel Michaud. Stephanie Rose Modrak, cum laude. Benjamin Tyler Moffitt, cum laude. Angelidi Monegro. Elizabeth Rose Moore, magna cum laude. Robert Joseph Moran, Jr., cum laude. Jillian Leishan Morosino. Kaylee Marissa Mueller, magna cum laude. Brenna Nicole Norcross, magna cum laude. Karen Catherine Norton. Connor Flaherty O'Brien. Thomas Leo O'Brien. Jordan Elizabeth O'Connor. Margaret Rose O'Connor, cum laude. Matthew Brennan Olson, cum laude. Patrick Kevin O'Malley, cum laude. Kara Beth Oniski. Liam John O'Rourke, magna cum laude. William Caperton Owen II. Lauren Taylor Packer, cum laude. Adam Linus Pacalnis, cum laude. Connor John Parent. Daniel Thomas Parisi. David James Parker, cum laude. Eleanor Grace Paravano, cum laude. Caroline Mary Parsons, cum laude. Caitlin Ryan Patton. Sarah Nicole Pearson. Hannah Joy Pepper. Erica Lynn Pesci. Catherine Nicole Peters. Alyssa Jacqueline Peterson. Meredith Maraid Pila. Sarah Ann Poolman. Madeline Alice Pratt. Connor Jameson Presti. William Stephen Price. Emily Michelle Prudhomme, cum laude. Francis Xavier Quinn III, cum laude. Valerie Elizabeth Rancourt, cum laude. Rebecca O'Gorman Rand, cum laude. Benjamin Joseph Refarth. Abigail Ann Reynolds, magna cum laude. Alexis Grace Richard. Nicholas Mark Richard. Nicholas Paul Risco. James Paul Roleri. John Andrew Roleri. Michael Ryan Roleri. Juanita Jean Rooney. Joali Rosario. Cooper Daniel Roy. Lucas Peter Rushton, cum laude. Brett Christopher Rutina, cum laude. Michael Joseph Ryan, cum laude. Tessa Jane Sansis. Madison Lucier Sarah, magna cum laude. Maria Kate Sato, cum laude. Emily A. Skolage, magna cum laude. Nathaniel James Shannon, cum laude. Caitlin Ann Shaughnessy. Rebecca D. Sigmund, summa cum laude. Timothy John Syracusa. Kyle J. Cisco. Ariana Marie Smith. Colin Frederick Susi, cum laude. Amy Elizabeth Stankiewicz, cum laude. Timothy M. Stapp, magna cum laude. Daniel John Sullivan. Julia Elizabeth Swayze. Patrick Linus Sweeney. Madison Lynn Tager. James Christopher Walter Talalis. Jacqueline Marie Talbot, magna cum laude. Luke Vincent Testa, summa cum laude. Nicolette Michelle Thoreau, cum laude. Evelyn Ann Thompson. James Francis Tierney. Alex Andrew Toyas. Madison Elizabeth Treitz, cum laude. Tatum Elizabeth Trowbridge, cum laude. Gregory Sean Tubman, cum laude. Christopher Robert Tully. Jason Dixon Turner. Elizabeth Marie Valcourt, cum laude. Julia Werner Valine, cum laude. Wesley John Vanderberg, summa cum laude. Juliana Marie Vaccarano. Jordan Page Veneri. Anthony C. Veza. Trevor S.Q. Velker, cum laude. Matthew Stephen Wagner. Abigail Noel Celestial Walker. Gerard Peter Walsh, Jr. Craig Michael Watkins, cum laude. Amelia Corinne Way. Mary Teresa Whalen, cum laude. Ryan Michael Whalen. Alex Sophia Willette, cum laude. Christopher Gaydon Marshall Williams. Caitlin Christine Williamson, magna cum laude. Leandra Karen Wilson, cum laude. Douglas Gerard Weisentanner. Elizabeth May Wood. Megan Elizabeth Woodfin, cum laude. Preston D. Yarrington. Caitlin Olivia Young. Haley Alicia Zahn, cum laude. Brian Stephen Zeck. The Bachelor of Science degree. Leah Victoria Allen, cum laude. Christina Ann Andruski, magna cum laude. Lindsay Page Anthony. Anna Elizabeth Burrell, cum laude. Emma Ray Bagari, cum laude. Nicole Marion Bennett. Molly Claire Benson. Margot Aurelia Bertola. Melissa Ellen Bobish, cum laude. Madison Lee Bressler, magna cum laude. Judy Lorette Bordeaux, cum laude. Rose Ellen Bunzel, cum laude. Mary Margaret Cometti. Laura Ann Carroll, magna cum laude. Lauren Michelle Carter, cum laude. Tara Lynn Clancy. Kiara Maria Cregan, magna cum laude. Bianca Marie Desharle, cum laude. Catherine Marie DeSea, magna cum laude. Carrie Ann Donovan, magna cum laude. Katrin Elaine Downey, summa cum laude. Marissa Caitlin Drehughes, summa cum laude. Adriana Joanna Dratner, cum laude. Jordan Therese Ezekiel, magna cum laude. Catherine Marie Farber, cum laude. Roxanne Marie Flores Mueller, cum laude. Jesse Michael Godin, cum laude. Taylor Ashlyn Head, cum laude. Kayla Ann Hodis, cum laude. Alexandra Marie Holden, cum laude. Olivia Rosemary Howe, cum laude. Erin Marie Keeler, magna cum laude. Lydia Grace Kotlinski, cum laude. Samantha May Lindgren, cum laude. Jamie Lee MacDonald. Kylie Evangeline McDonald, cum laude. Molly Ann Mannion, cum laude. Kendall Michaela McDermott. Cecilia Francis Mercadante, summa cum laude. Isabeau Grace Merrill Massey, summa cum laude. Molly Catherine Merriman. Olivia D. Mileka, cum laude. Hannah Martha Miles, cum laude. Jenna Nicole Morley, cum laude. Corey C. Murray. Olivia Lorraine Neese, cum laude. Ashley Marie O'Brien. Siobhan Kathleen O'Brien. Renee Nicole Willette, magna cum laude. Annika Beth Palink, summa cum laude. Lauren Elise Page, cum laude. Lynn Suzanne Peacock, summa cum laude. Julia Louise Perry. Eleni Marie Petromelis, magna cum laude. Emily Susan Pierce, magna cum laude. Michelle Elizabeth Rayum, summa cum laude. Sarah Catherine Robertson, cum laude. Hannah Austin Robillard. Riley Alexis Roach, magna cum laude. Jenna Lynn Sagarino, magna cum laude. Allison Jean Scalia, magna cum laude. Mallory Jean Shell, magna cum laude. Francesca Therese Shaka, magna cum laude. Patricia Marie Siaka, cum laude. Megan Catherine Shaughnessy, cum laude. Katie Lee Shreenan. Sabrina Nicole Silvani, magna cum laude. Emily Ann Smith, cum laude. Allison Marie Stankiewicz, cum laude. Alexis E. Stathis, magna cum laude. Caitlin Rose Sullivan, magna cum laude. Corey Faith Swanhart, magna cum laude. Emily Lynn Thayer, magna cum laude. Jessica Haley Timmer, cum laude. Gianna Kathleen Tringale, cum laude. Paige Sarah Tyler, cum laude. Keelan R. Walsh. Haley Elizabeth Wayne. Alicia Marie Wells. Amanda Jane Wickland, cum laude. Graduates, as a symbol of your transition from student to graduate, you may now move your tassel from the right side to the left. Once again, congratulations, class of 2019.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as I call upon the Most Reverend Peter Labashi, Bishop of Manchester, to conclude this commencement by invoking God's blessing upon us. Following the benediction, please remain standing for the singing of the Saint Anselm College Anthem.
And so before going forward, we pray, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord cause his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord look upon you all kindly and give you peace. And may the peace and blessing of Almighty God, the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit descend upon you and those dearest to you, and remain forever and ever. Amen.
Saint Anselm, hail to thee. For in our youth we came to you, and you our rights set free. The place that sits upon the hill, no mountain more commanding, where souls seek God and minds seek light, and faith seeks understanding.
relatively circular.
Thank you so much.
2 2s. 1 2
One more. Nice job. Trumpet.
Marching Gavat.
Marching Gavat? Shoot.
Freebies.